to do something slightly different. What you're seeing is my screensaver on my laptop computer, and what it shows is each different day there's an image that appears, and this is part of something that's uploaded that's been uploaded to my computer. You see this image of this mountain and this path going upwards up the mountain. But then also in these images, daily images I get, there's also a quote, and that quote reads, "An old saying goes, once you have seen the beauty of this mountain, there is no need to see another." So that's just something for you to ponder on. And it makes me ponder things. This is why I have these things uploaded on my computer. But what I want to teach today, or really ask the question more importantly. In Matthew chapter 21, Jesus teaches multiple parables. And his last parable is called the parable, or known as the parable of the tenants. And it's teaching about a vineyard. There is actually a parable within that parable, which is the parable of the stumbling block. And it's commonly understood among most ministers, priests, rabbis, and such. But what many don't know is there's actually a hidden parable even within that parable. And what I would like for you to do is to try to understand and find the hidden parable within that parable. That's within that parable. Understand that. There's a hidden parable in the hidden parable that's in the parable of the tenants. And it's always been there. It was kept back, and Jesus never finished teaching it, never revealed it, because he left it for me to reveal in its given time. And I've heard this taught, and many of you may have also heard the parable of the stumbling block taught by many pastors and ministers. It's been taught. And in doing this, I'm going to give you the scriptures that's always taught. I'm going to give you the specific go-to scriptures that everybody teaches when it comes to the parable of the stumbling block. Those scriptures are Matthew chapter 21, verses 43 through 44. And again, when I give you these scriptures, it's best to read the entirety of the chapter so that you fully understand. That's going to help you gain a lot more understanding of the stumbling block and what I'm trying to lead you to, the waters that I'm trying to lead you to. So there's Matthew 21, verses 43 and 44, Psalm chapter 118, verse 22, Acts chapter 4, verse 11, Ephesians chapter 2, verse 20, 1 Peter chapter 2, verses 6 through 8, Isaiah chapter 28, verses 16, and 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 11. So see that there are many chapters in the Bible that pastors and ministers, preachers over thousands of years have taught on this parable, the parable of the stumbling block. But there was always something there, something much, much deeper that Jesus was alluding to. And that's the incredible part, that there was something there that nobody ever caught. It was right there to be seen. But nobody ever saw this thing that was right in front of everybody's face. And any pastor, minister could have, and you would think should have, been able to see and understand this, but they didn't. And this is part of what it means to be a prophet, to give a deeper understanding to the Word of God and how He speaks through it than anybody else ever could, to show you things that were always there to be seen and taught, and yet they never were. And this teaching will give you a new, profound concept about the Bible and how to read the Bible and how to try to learn to understand how to read the Bible. And it'll also give you a great insight into why things happen in your life at certain times. And that's the important part, in understanding why certain things have occurred throughout your life that in most cases were bad for most people. But understand this: Jesus Himself suffered greatly, especially when He was put on the cross. And again, look at those scriptures and try to put in the comments or email me what you think is the hidden concept that's in that parable. God bless.